When it comes to Mega Man's mini bosses, we've gone over the good, the bad, and yo mama, and by that I of course mean the ugly. Okay, that was a little rude, but that was directed at my non-subscribers. In this video, however, we're going to go over mini bosses that look like my subscribers' moms, and by that I of course mean the beautiful. Okay, maybe this intro should have been redone, but we're in too deep now. Today we're going over the most beautiful mini boss from every Mega Man game, 1 through 11. Mega Man 1, the first Mega Man game ever made, only has the same mini-boss over and over as our choices. In the ugliest mini-boss video, I said we had our first and only 6-way tie between every Big Eye 4 being the ugliest from this game, and I stand by that. They are all just as ugly as each other. But that doesn't mean this video is going to go the same way. They might all be equally ugly, but they're not necessarily all equally beautiful. Now, you're probably thinking, hey, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it does if you have a giant, big, huge 200 IQ brain like I do. But anyway, these guys all look exactly the same, so how could one of them be more beautiful? Could it be the background and the surroundings highlighting certain features or something like that? Nope, there's actually one Big Eye that's blue dabba-dee dabba-die, and blue is my favorite color. You see, this Big Eye is still ugly like all the other Big Eyes, but it's also more beautiful because it's blue, and that's my favorite color, so congratulations, Blue One Eye, you were the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 1. Mega Man 2, the second Mega Man game ever made, has many more mini-bosses than Mega Man 1, luckily, because if it didn't, this would be an annoying video to watch. But luckily, none of my videos are annoying to watch, right guys? You all liked my worst Wii games video, right? First of all, we have the 3 blue puppy dogs that you might think one of those is the most beautiful mini-boss from this game because they're blue, and I'm not sure if you guys knew this about me, but blue is my favorite color. Also, they're puppy dogs, and I have some of those in real life, so I am very fond of that animal. Actually, I have 3 puppy dogs in real life, so this is a weird parallel. But I can't let my personal biases get in the way of this entirely objective video. Plus, even if I did, I actually don't think any one of these blue puppy dogs are the most beautiful mini-boss. But Tooterp, you might be thinking, the only other mini-boss is the big ugly fish, which you've already established as the ugliest mini-boss from Mega Man 2. Plus, it has ugly in its name. It's named Big Ugly Fish. And that is a good point for a hypothetical viewer, but I didn't say the Big Ugly Fish was the ugliest mini-boss. I said the first Big Ugly Fish was the ugliest due to being so shocking when you see it for the first time playing Mega Man 2. The second Big Ugly Fish isn't ugly at all because you're already used to its appearance. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that it's beautiful. I love its colors, especially against the background colors of Bubble Man's stage. I mean, come on. I know I call this thing the Big Ugly Fish, but its color composition is top tier. And I do like this guy, I won't lie. So you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to officially crown the second Big Ugly Fish as the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 3, also known as Mega Man P throughout the Mega Man community, has some of the most beautiful and greatest mini-bosses in the entire franchise, so this is going to be a battle for the ages between the mini-bosses, for beauty I mean. Now, a lot of people would probably think that Garfield is the most beautiful mini-boss, but like I've said before, this isn't a perfect representation of Garfield, so it's actually not the most beautiful mini-boss. I've said it before and I'll say it again, if it looked exactly like Garfield, it would easily be the most beautiful, but it doesn't, so it's not. That makes sense, right? We also have the Penguin mini-boss from Gemini Man's stage. This guy is pretty cute, but I'm not sure if I'd go as far as to call him beautiful. I love penguins in real life, but the competition for this guy in Mega Man 3 is just too strong, so I don't think I can call him the most beautiful in good faith. He is cute though, so keep your chin up, Penguin mini-boss. This means it's between the giant flying Met and the giant green snake mini-bosses. First of all, the giant flying Met has a whole lot going for him. He's giant, he's flying, and he's a Met. I mean, this guy has it made as far as mini-bosses go. He's practically won the mini-boss lottery. But the pure aesthetic alone for the giant green snake is very powerful and makes him a heavy contender for this video. I don't particularly love the look of snakes in real life, but this one is an exception, even though it's not real life, but you know what I mean. Maybe it's just because he fits the stage so well, but even when I was a kid, I love the way this boss looks. It's just so iconic. So he may actually stand a chance against the giant flying Met. And you know what? I'm actually gonna say the giant snake is more beautiful than the giant flying Met. This may come as a shock because the giant flying Met is one of the coolest mini bosses of all time, but as far as beauty goes, I feel like most of us are blinded by how cool this guy is and can't see the bigger picture. This guy isn't that beautiful. I mean, he is a Met and Mets are cute, but compared to the snake, this guy can't be the most beautiful. That snake may be the most beautiful mini boss of all time, but I guess we'll see whenever I inevitably do a video on the top 10 most beautiful Mega Man mini boss. So congratulations, giant green snake. You are the most beautiful mini boss from Mega Man 3. Mega Man 4 is a great game, and like I've said many times, a big fan favorite when it comes to my subscribers. You hear that? That obviously means that if you like Mega Man 4, you have to subscribe. I'm sorry I don't make the rules, but it's true. You have to do it. The mini bosses in this game may not be as legendary as Mega Man 3's, but they're still great. First off, we have to start this entry with Moby Dick the Whale, as tradition goes. This is the best mini boss from this game, but I don't think he's the most beautiful. He certainly is beautiful though, just not the most beautiful. You know how it is. Obviously, Whopper is not the most beautiful either because, well, Whopper is actually the ugliest mini-boss from this game. Maybe if Whopper actually looked more like a Whopper instead of, whatever he's supposed to look like, he'd be beautiful, but he doesn't, so he's not. That makes sense, right? The Hippo mini-boss is also fairly cute and certainly looks more beautiful than Whopper, but I don't think he's the most beautiful either. I certainly like this boss a lot, and I think it's cool that he has his own podium, but he just barely isn't the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 4. Because that honor would have to go to Escargot from Kirby Right Back At Ya. I mean, if we were judging him off of his appearance from Kirby Right Back At Ya, then he would be the ugliest, but he looks a lot better in Mega Man 4. I'm not sure why, but his colors are beautiful, especially in contrast with the rest of Toadman's stage. His fights may be difficult with all that sewer water all over the place, but he's a beautiful soul. There are two of these snails though, so which one is more beautiful? Well, one of these has sewer water all over it, which does look nice on the NES, but that's just not practical, and I'm sure the smell would be a big factor. Plus, the first snail is the first one you see in Mega Man 4, obviously since it is the first one, and being able to see such a beauty for the first time probably has a much bigger effect on you than when you see him for the second time. Obviously, they're both beautiful since they look the same, but since love at first sight is real, I think the first snail is the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 4. Mega Man 5 only has 3 mini-bosses unless we're talking about the Game Boy version, but I haven't played that one yet. I promise I will make a video on it soon, guys. It's been in the works for a while now, I won't lie. Anyway, obviously the big lanky machine thing is not the most beautiful because, well, this guy isn't beautiful at all. It's actually ugly. Maybe if you're a mechanic, you can appreciate the machinery involved in this robot, but I'm not a mechanic, so I'm just gonna call it ugly and move on. Obviously, this stupid big pink idiot is not the most beautiful, and we all know that.
Hey, stop talking about Giga Chad like that!
Giga Chad? What are you talking about? I hate this guy. He sucks.
Stop saying that! This is literally Giga Chad. Not a Giga Chad, the Giga Chad! I mean, look at him. That masculine physique, those Herculean shoulders, and that well-chiseled jawline. You've done nothing but slander Giga Chad in your past few mini-boss videos, and this is the last straw!
It's not slander. I hate this guy. He's so annoying. I don't care if you think he's Giga Chad.
I don't think he's Giga Chad. I know it.
Well, I'm not calling him that, and I still think he's stupid.
That's it. You've gone too far, Tooterp. I challenge you to a duel.
What kind of duel?
The only battlefield I know. Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch.
You know what? That's fine by me. I love that game.
Well, fine.
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 So, when are we dueling?
Oh, I don't know. Whenever our schedules line up, I guess. It's not a big deal.
Alright, cool. I'll keep you updated on that, man. That sounds like fun.
Alright, sounds good. See ya.
Anyway, I still can't call the big pink guy the most beautiful because deep down in my heart of hearts, I hate him, and that's that. Meaning the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 5 is, of course, the Octopus boss. I mean, we saw this coming, right? This guy is awesome. Look at those beautiful colors and that intense stare. He even makes the sky turn dark with his presence alone. I'm not sure if that's him summoning a thunderstorm or if he just makes the sky dark through sheer power of will, but either way, that's impressive and adds to his beauty as a whole. This is the most one-sided beauty contest we've had so far in this video, so congratulations, Mr. Octopus. You were the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 5. Mega Man 6 is the most polished Mega Man game on the NES, but it only has 3 mini-bosses for us to go over, and unfortunately the most beautiful is fairly obvious. Not as obvious as Mega Man 5, but still fairly obvious at least. First of all, it's not either one of the gorilla mini-bosses. These guys aren't ugly by any means, and I do like monkeys, but they are not the most beautiful. You agree. Next up, we have the Met Gumball Machine, which is where things get tricky. The robot's rights violations this thing commits makes it hard to look at it, but at the same time, seeing so many Mets in one place is undeniably a beautiful sight to behold. It makes me want to visit a Met plush claw machine in Japan or something. I'm not sure if those exist. In fact, they probably do not exist, but I'm gonna pretend like they do and put visiting one of those on my bucket list. But this isn't a Met plush claw machine. If it was, it might be the most beautiful, but this is a Met prison, and that makes me sad. Meaning the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 6 is deservingly the samurai riding a frog. I mean, come on, this guy is so beautiful. It's a samurai riding a frog. I already like both of those things, but each one individually is also beautiful. I mean, what a lucky day to be playing Mega Man when you come across this mini-boss. Not only is it the best mini-boss from this game, but it's also the most beautiful. So congratulations, samurai riding a frog. You are the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 6. With the NES games taken care of, we have many more mini-bosses to judge the beauty of, but let's hurry this up. I have some Mega Man 8-bit deathmatch I gotta practice. And if you're lucky, maybe I'll make a video reviewing the game. So if you want that, leave a like, and if this video gets 500 likes, then I'll make a video reviewing Mega Man 8-bit deathmatch, but I know it won't, so you better share this video with your friends. That's the only way. Maybe I'll do it anyway, we'll see. Mega Man 7, the first game on the Super Nintendo, really wants to let us know that it's on the Super Nintendo by including lots of mini-bosses, because, you know, the Super Nintendo's platformer games have a lot of that. You Super Nintendo fans know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get the ugly CC truck out of the way. I hate this boss. It's the worst mini-boss from this game and the ugliest, meaning there is no way it's the most beautiful. And if you think the CC truck is the most beautiful mini-boss from this game, I might have to throw a tomato at you in real life. You'll never see it coming either. You'll just be minding your own business and then bam, a tomato right in your face. Or the back of your head if I'm sneaking up from behind you, but anyway. The giant dinosaur is also kind of ugly. Okay, maybe ugly is a bit too far, but this guy certainly is not the most beautiful. And if you think the dinosaur is the most beautiful mini-boss, then the bubble crab mini-boss is obviously the most medium, and this guy isn't really ugly or beautiful if you ask me. He's just medium, but you already knew that, didn't you? Trucker Joe is getting into more beautiful territory just because he's a Sniper Joe riding a truck, and I think Sniper Joes are beautiful, but would I call him the most beautiful? No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry, Sniper Joseph, but you're not. The intro stage boss is a weird mixture of ugly and beautiful, and I'm not sure how to describe it. Like, his colors are beautiful, but his hair is ugly, but his aesthetic as a whole is pretty beautiful, so I don't know. This guy is certainly up there, but he's too confusing to call the most beautiful. The pumpkin mini boss, on the other hand, is in season right now. I mean, Halloween is in a couple of days, unless of course you're watching this video way after it came out, in which case, subscribe for being fashionably late. Anyway, this pumpkin is not only in style, but it also looks great, and it's just a good mini boss all around. If I wasn't so biased for those polar bears, this would be the best mini boss in the game, but unfortunately I am biased towards those polar bears, and that's mostly because they are beautiful, so yeah, this is awkward, Mr. Great Pumpkin, but the polar bears are the most beautiful mini boss from this game. I mean, look at them. I already like polar bears in real life, and ice-themed things, and the colors blue, pink, and white, so this is the best and most beautiful mini boss. And if I hear any arguing in the comment section, I'll turn this video around. I'll start talking in reverse, and you don't want to hear that. Trust me, it's creepy. Anyway, congratulations, polar bears. You're all the most beautiful mini boss from Mega Man 7. Mega Man 8 doesn't really have any beautiful mini-bosses in all honesty, so we're gonna have to go by least ugly, which is technically the same thing as most beautiful, but I said that to emphasize how hard this entry is going to be. First of all, the CC roll is super mega ultra ugly, frick that guy. The auto-scroller mini-boss is too horrible for me to even consider its appearance, but even if I put that aside, I still think this thing is fairly ugly. The gear mini-boss is just gears. It's not ugly, but it's far from beautiful, very neutral as far far as appearances go. The garbage eyeball mini boss has a place in my heart, and I like this mini boss a lot, but it can only make it so far in these videos. I'm not gonna call this thing ugly, but it's not the most beautiful mini boss. That honor would have to go to the fish from Aquaman stage. I mean, this thing isn't super beautiful, but I think it is the least ugly mini boss from this game. I don't even like fish that much in real life unless we're talking about a blob fish, but this guy isn't ugly at all. And for being the least ugly mini boss from this game, you are officially awarded with the most beautiful mini boss from Mega Man 8. Oh yeah, it's Rockman and Forte time. You already know what time it is. First of all, CC Roll is too ugly to even talk about. Let's move on. The weird boss from Dynamo Man stage is also obviously not going to be the most beautiful. I'm not sure if any of you guys thought this was the most beautiful, but if you did, you would be wrong. Simon Says is just Simon Says. I mean, like, this boss is fine, but beautiful? I don't even know how that would be possible. It's certainly not ugly though. The giant caterpillar boss that's also a mom is actually fairly beautiful, but it's already won the best mini boss award. And you might be thinking, hey, that hasn't stopped you from calling other best mini bosses the most beautiful. You've already done that 2 or 3 times. And that is true, but that's not what's stopping me from calling the caterpillar the most beautiful. What's actually stopping me is the Snowler, because the Snowler is the most beautiful. I mean, look at this snowman. I already told you I like ice themed things earlier, plus this guy is just cool. Cool as in cold, of course, and cold as in cool. That made sense, right? Anyway, I don't have much to say about this guy. I mean, his beauty speaks for itself, so congratulations, Snowler. You're the most beautiful mini boss from Rockman and Forte. Mega Man 9 brings us right back to the 8-bit era, meaning its mini-bosses are also in 8-bit. I like 8-bit though, so that really has no effect on the beauty of these mini-bosses, so I don't even know why I said that. All of these mini-bosses from Mega Man 9 are beautiful for the most part though, well, except for maybe the boulder thing, but he's not that ugly. I don't think it's gonna be hard choosing the most beautiful though, so I'll make this quick. The blue elephants look great, but compared to what's coming up, they don't stand a chance. The giant beautiful fire dragon is obviously beautiful, but I think this guy is way more epic than beautiful. He is obviously beautiful. I mean, it's in his name, giant beautiful fire dragon, but maybe majestic would be a better word for this guy. I guess we'll see whenever I do a video on the most majestic mini boss from every Mega Man. The most beautiful mini boss though is obviously the flower mini boss. I mean, it's literally a flower. There are not many things on this planet more beautiful than a flower, except for maybe my subscribers, but that's cheating. Congratulations, Flower. You're the most beautiful mini boss from Mega Man 9. Mega Man 10 is a great game with great mini-bosses, but only one can be the most beautiful. And I'm sorry, but it's not Octobulb. I love Octobulb, but he's just not beautiful. I'm sorry, don't get mad. He's got a face that only a mother could love, and I'm not a mother, at least as far as I'm aware. The Keeper also isn't the most beautiful despite his jaw of steel. He certainly isn't ugly, but beautiful? Ain't no way. Tri-Castle, on the other hand, is very beautiful, but I think this guy can be described in the same way as the giant beautiful fire dragon from Mega Man 9. You remember that guy, right? We just talked about it. This guy is cooler than he is beautiful, and while he is certainly beautiful, there is a more beautiful mini-boss in this game, being the 2 Firebirds. I mean, come on, these guys may also be majestic, but you can't tell me they aren't beautiful. Well, I guess you could, but you would be wrong, because I'm officially declaring them as the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 10. Mega Man 11 has a lot of dang mini-bosses, and most of them are not beautiful, so let's speed run this segment. Tooterp is not the most beautiful. I mean, look at this guy. Come on. Okay, maybe he's a little bit cute, but he's not beautiful. Sparky is not beautiful. In fact, this guy is ugly. The Acid Cleaner mini-boss from Acid Man stage is literally a cleaning machine. This thing isn't beautiful or ugly, but it is incompetent when it comes to cleaning the acid in this stage. The Frozen Mammoth mini-boss may be a literal carcass, but it's not that bad looking. Is it the most beautiful though? No, it's a carcass. Those things are gross. The Thrill Twins are annoying and they look alright, I guess, but the coolest part about them is their rocket ships. They look like the ones Jimmy Neutron slept in, and I think that's cool, but not beautiful. Dread Spark from Fuse Man stage is getting pretty close to being the most beautiful because of his hair and sunglasses, but I just can't give it to him. I don't like how cylindrical he is. It's just weird looking. Pickle Man Digger is probably who you guys thought would be the most beautiful, and this guy certainly is beautiful simply solely due to being a pickle man, but I just can't give him the award for being the most beautiful mini-boss. You may be wondering why that is. Well, that's because the real most beautiful mini-boss from this game is the frog mini-boss. That's right, Jamers, despite not making it on the top 10 best frogs in gaming video, he finally has his time to shine right now because he is the most beautiful mini-boss. I mean, just look at him. He's a frog, he's a balloon. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Congratulations, Balloon Frog. You're the most beautiful mini-boss from Mega Man 11. Those were the most beautiful mini-bosses from every Mega Man game 1 through 11. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I do realize I still haven't done a video on the easiest or the hardest Mega Man mini-boss, but maybe we'll wait to do those. It just depends on my schedule. I have some pretty big Mega Man videos in the works, but these easier to produce videos give me more time to work on those bigger to produce videos, so we'll just have to see how my schedule is, but oh shoot, the video's ending soon. Subscribe quick before you forget!